Alright, as you can see, Somnium Space is in first place for the last 7 days of volume on OpenSea. And if you open up a calculator, you can see there was a 165 Ethereum sale, plus there was their week 5 of their SLO sold 260 Ethereum, of which 145, so plus 260. That's already 425 out of the 625. But there was one estate that sold for 145 Ethereum, and then the rest of it sold for about another 115, 120 Ethereum for all the rest of the parcels. So if you come over to their map, I clicked on at the top here, recently sold in the last 14 days, and then you increase the parcel height. So if you lower it, you can see they're all really low. It's harder to tell, but if you increase the parcel height, you can see all the parcels that sold in the last 14 days. So this one sold for 7.57 Ethereum, and you can go around the entire map and look at everything that sold in the last 14 days. But I think it's a little bit easier sometimes, if you keep up with the volume, to head over to Somnium Space, click on the recent sales, and then I can show you how to look at the individual parcels on the new map. Recently sold. So this one, number 400, sold for 2.5. It's a small. Let's take a look and see where it is. You come to info, click on info right here, type in 400, hit enter, and it zooms you right in on 400. And then you can use the right mouse button to click and zoom around this way and take a look at this small parcel. So this height right here of this tower does not show the height of how high you can build on the parcel. A small parcel you can build 10 meters high. This is just showing you the height on the map to compare it to other parcels. And since it's the only one right now, you have a full height. If I lower it all the way down, you can see that the height changes. So that's not an accurate view of how high you can build on the parcel, just to let you know. So let's go over to the next one. 585 sold for 7.57. I think that was one I just saw in the back. Nope, this is in the front. Wow, this is a very nice parcel. So this was auctioned off very recently. These all sold in the very first auction a long time ago in the ILO or even in Indiegogo Go. But then this whole second row right here toward the center was sold, I think right at this break about right here. And then in one of the third or fourth weeks there was another bunch sold right here too. So this is one of the ones that was sold. If you actually, I'm going to open this in a new tab just so we can see. I think this was sold in the auction probably very recently. Yeah, bid withdrawn, NFT collector. Let's see, somebody has had this for over a month. No, this has been around for a while. So somebody had this for a very long time. 6 months ago, somebody bought it in the ILO and it for 1.5 from Somnium Space to this address, 813. And then 813 didn't sell it until here. A lot of stuff went on here. You know, they put it up for sale a lot and they had some offers made, but they didn't actually sell it until here, 7.57. So great sale. Somnium cubes right here you can buy. This one 1327. Click here, 1327. This is very quick and easy once you get this map up and loaded. So this one's in the back bottom, so southeast area of the map, but still great views of this water down here. And when this map starts filling in, these parcels that are on the road right here that don't have any obstruction. So you can see how this, well, not really, but this parcel right here has this obstruction kind of looking straight at it as you're going straight forward. So if you're trying to see down, you know, it might be a little difficult. If this one's fully packed and these three are fully packed, you might have some obstruction here. But these 4 parcels or 5 or 6 parcels right here that can all see the water very easily are going to be really popular. And if you travel around the map and look for a couple of these road parcels like this that don't have any obstructions toward the water and they're still white, so this is going to sell for a lot right here because you can see the water so easily and it's a road parcel, and you can actually see the mountain views from there too. So some of these are going to be some really nice parcels that are touching the road and can see the water at the same time. Let's go back. 4154 sold for 4 right here in front on the corner. I've noticed these corner roads are very popular in most VR land platforms. They are little T-corners, so just like any intersection in real life, you can tell people to cross the road, and you know right where that T is. You know, this makes a letter T right here. Turn left at the T and go to that big estate. So people are going to start giving directions to their parcels, and having it on the road or right on the corners of roads is definitely going to be a popular thing to have too in the SLO when it comes up. 1906 sold for 3.5, and now it is for sale again for 4.8. So whoever bought this looks like they're just trying to flip it for, you know, about 1 Ethereum, so 1906. Let's take a look at that one. In the northwest part of the map, great views of the mountains. This is probably the reason they bought it. Great views of the mountains. You can use your avatar and jump off your parcel, come over here and start climbing the mountain all the way up to the top. And it's actually a little bit difficult because you can't just walk straight up the mountain. You'll run into cliffs and spots where you can't keep going straight because there's, you know, bumps and stuff. But if you use your little teleport button and you jump over certain spots, you can make your way all the way up to the top of the mountains, which is very cool. These ones were all sold in the auction, so I will real quick just change this view to the last sold in the last 14 days, and I don't want that. So let's zoom back to the center here. Well, this is the center right here, and normally the view is looking this way, but since I have the map like this, these were all sold in the week 5 for the SLO. This is a small right here. Can't quite get it. You can see a session low in the back. 1.79. So some of these smalls in the back sold for about 2 Ethereum across the board, a little less than 2 across the board. But when you get to the closer ones up here, this small sold, well, same thing. This is a medium, I think, sold for 2.99, 6.87, and then if you come over here, I'll try to zoom up to the top. This group of 10 sold for 145, and it's not on here because bundles are difficult to show on here, but bundles will start showing up soon. Then all these mediums sold right on the front row for 3.5. Can't quite get this one either. 3.5, 4.25, 4.2, 4.3. So okay, so you can tell a lot of these parcels sold, and then these big ones right in the front near the water sold for a lot. But you can see how when you have 50 meters of height right here, this isn't exact 50 meters. This is only, these are all the same height right now because they all sold for 10 ether. But in the map, when you're actually in there, they're going to have 50 meters of height. So if these two build a square building with a black color, then this person's going to have some big obstructions toward, you know, going toward the water. But if these two people build something that's more open concept, more like glass windows, then this person won't have any obstructions. They'll be able to see right through it and still have great views. But you can see that this person does still, well, there's a lot of parcels over this way too. So this one is pretty obstructed here. But the earlier they build, the more often they're going to have views here. But once all of these parcels have 50 meters of height built all the way up to the top, it's going to be questionable how good those views actually are when you dig in and you get right here close and see that there could be a tower in front of you. Let's go back. So all these ones with the new map sold in the auction in that same spot that I just showed you. You can see 3.5, 3.5, 3.5, 3.8, and then when you go back to the other picture, so 3616, let's take a look at that one. All the way back here. I definitely talked about this one in another video already, so if you look at my last video, I think sales part 13, I talk about this video, but I also talk about how you have that extra space right here. You get all of that extra space, so you could say that this parcel is much more valuable than this parcel because they're only getting a little bit of extra land. This one gets a lot of free land, and you can build right up to the water. So that's pretty cool, but if you want to know more about that, take a look at my last video. So this was the big sale. Let me just move in right here. All of these 10 parcels, XLs, sold for 145 Ethereum as one big estate, and I made a special video just for that too. But there's going to be week 6 coming up this week, so look around for a good spot on the map, and they should be releasing that pretty soon. And when they do, there's going to be an estate and some parcels for sale, so probably again about 25 parcels, probably one estate, and we'll see that all released very soon and be able to take a look at some of these other parcels. But I make these videos so that you can see that this waterfront XL parcel sold for 9. So if you wanted to come here and take a look at all the recent sales in the last 14 days, you can just start hovering over all of these spots, and you can see this one sold for 20 on the island, this one sold for 30. So that gives you a good idea of what island parcels are going for. And then you come over here and you look at all these front row XLs sold for 10, 10. Front row XLs sold for 10, 10. So it gives you a good idea of what parcels are selling for. These smalls were selling for less than 2, 1.75. So even when you get right back here, you can get something fairly reasonable So in the SLO, when this entire map of white parcels opens, you're going to be able to get these parcels back here that are small or medium for probably pretty cheap. If you're looking at these front row ones that are selling for 1.75, a small back here could probably sell for 1 or even less than 1 if it gets neglected or maybe it doesn't get seen. But these front row estates are going to go for big money. So you look at this estate right here, no obstructions to the water. It may not be waterfront on open sea, but you can definitely get some good views right there. This estate over here too, great views of the water, no obstructions. So there'll be some new estates and parcels coming up, and keep an eye on these prices until the SLO goes through. Don't feel like you have to jump in and pay all this money right now. You can wait until the SLO comes, and once the SLO comes, all of these parcels are going to be available. So you can buy one of these parcels in the outer area and still be able to own land, virtual reality land, VR land inside Somnium Space Map. So very cool. If you want to be a part of this, keep watching my videos and feel free to ask me any questions. I'd love to help.